YouTube, what is good? We are going to be doing a trade recap of this absolute monster of a trade that we caught today. And of course, I signaled this out to my premium members. 500 ticks. Okay. That is a 125 point move on NQ. 7.69 risk to reward with almost zero drawdown on this trade. Swoosh, why did you get in? Why did you exit? What was your thought process behind the trade? Well, that's what we're going to be going over during this video. So sit back, relax, get something to eat. I'll try to keep it quick. I mean, all of this is normally pretty simple, right? A lot of this just becomes with understanding the market, understanding how NQ moves and how NQ works. But yeah, the strategy itself is actually quite simple. So yeah, it's not too hard to follow along, hopefully. So yeah, let's get into it. So this was market open candle. It's pretty important to always just mark that out so you guys know where, market actually opened up. So this was market open candle. We were already quite high coming into when I got onto the charts. So normally what I like to see is a retracement, right? I primarily trade off of retracements in the market, and I try to catch the trend, the counter trend in the opposite direction. And this is actually a perfect example of this strategy, of this system playing out exactly how you want to see it. So yeah, market was already pretty high up here. We were already pretty overextended from VWAP, overextended from the EMA. So I want to see a pullback down into the moving averages, right? 200 EMA is what I have marked out. That's the white line. And then the VWAP is the blue line. So I want to see price come back down into both of those moving averages and mitigate the gap that was left behind down here. So what we can see at the chart is we can see a 1 minute fair value gap. And we can also see we have an order block down here, right? Basically just seeing where a very heavy amount of buy orders came into the market. Okay, so we have the order block down here. We have a 1 minute supporting fair value gap right above that, which normally my entry model is off of fair value gaps, but sometimes I will change that. In this scenario, something like this, I would rather get in based off of the EMA or based off of the order block. So 1 minute supporting FVG. Got the EMA literally lining up with the order block perfectly. And that is where I take my entry. Okay. That is where I take my entry. I do a normal 60 to 70 tick stop loss. That's like my normal. So that's what I put on there. It gives, a little bit of room for drawdown. And usually when you're trading based off of the 1 minute EMA, you don't see typically too much like drawdown, I want to say, or too much wick below that EMA line. So I probably could have even had a tighter stop loss, 50 ticks when you trade off of the 1 minute EMA. So in this example, let's go with the 65 tick stop loss that we had. So yeah, coming into this trade though, I will say I was a little unsure of what I actually wanted to target on the trade. Like, what is going to be my TP area? Okay. We already took out right before we got tapped into this entry. Actually, you can see we came right up to the market open candle. We wicked it and then came all the way down to that level. That was going to be my original take profit area, was going to be at that market open candle for around 330 ticks, which still would have been a massive move. So that was TP1 area. Okay. TP2 area was the unmitigated 1 minute gap right above. Okay. Also, moving down into our entry, we then left behind this 1 minute SIBI lining up perfectly on the VWAP. So this was my other take profit area where I was like, I did warn the team and everyone on the live stream, hey, if you want a TP here, it's not bad. You know, you're still talking about a 120 tick move, which is, you know, it's about a 2 RR, a little bit under that, but, you know, it's still a solid reaction. You'll make good money off that. And keep in mind, like, I don't TP anywhere just because it's a nice dollar amount, but you should be TPing where the technicals are telling you to, right? Always, no matter what you do, everything needs to have a technical reasoning behind it. Not just because, oh, I want to make $1,000 today. No, it needs to be purely based off of a technical standpoint. If you're not trading based off of that, you're literally just trading off of your emotions and what you want to happen rather than what the market will actually allow to happen, if that makes sense, right? The market doesn't care what you want. The market is going to do what it wants, which we can tell. We can have a kind of bias, or we can tell what the market wants to do based off of technicals, right? So yeah, pretty simple. Entry off the order block and 200 EMA on the 1 minute, supported by that higher up 1 minute BISI, which did see a decent reaction before this entry, right? Like, we could have entered off the fair value gap, which is my normal entry model, and that would have given 257 ticks. Okay, so normal entry model would have banged out, but we ended up getting the better entry, which is why I traded based off of the EMA on this scenario. I felt like, and this all comes with experience in the markets, but knowing that the market could see the expansion move down, tap the EMA, and then make that counter trend to the target. So yeah, that's why I kind of entered at the lower entry. You get a better fill. You don't have to worry about getting wicked out. Like, if we did have entry at the fair value gap, we then have to have maybe like 100 tick stop loss at least, probably, to be comfortable. I don't like doing that, right? That's the reason why I trade retracements in the first place, is because I want to get the best entry possible. So why even risk that? Why not just take the lower entry all the time, right? So yeah, that is what we did. And then for TP, of course, first one, I did say, if you guys want a TP here for 120 ticks, feel free to. And then second TP area would be right up here. And then finally, I personally did let this trade ride all the way for 500 ticks because the volume and momentum was so dang strong. As soon as we got filled in on this trade, literally within 3 minutes, we were already up 300 ticks. We were up 300 ticks in 3 minutes. When you see volume that strong and you see momentum out of your entry that strong, you let that motherfucker ride. Like, you let it ride, okay? You never know what's going to happen. And I will show you guys very shortly how long this trade is actually still running, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, final TP target for me personally was going to be at the high up here. And also, if we do zoom out to the 5-minute time frame, we can slide over here. It might have been the 15-minute actually. We had this 15-minute gap, unmitigated SIBI on the 15-minute right here. We also had that 15-minute EMA right above that level. So I did mark that level out. And that was going to be my final TP area. You had a 5-minute gap right there, 15-minute gap right there with that EMA right above. And just to be safe, just TP at the high of the day so far, right? As simple as that. TP the already put in high with the unmitigated gap right above that, with the unmitigated 15-minute EMA right above that. So we had a lot of reasoning to then go up there, mitigate that part of the range. So that is what we target, right? We mitigated I know I'm saying mitigate a lot. And if you don't know what that means, it pretty much just means like we fill certain levels, right? Because that's what the market wants to do. It wants to fill levels. It wants to fill these areas, gather liquidity to then make, the counter move. So, um, yeah, we came down here, mitigated the buy side, picked up a bunch of buyers, and then we then target the sell side where we should expect to see some sellers, right? Always being maybe at the daily high or whatever it is, or a news candle, or unmitigated gaps like we had right above. So that's my reason why I took the 500 tick TP. It's just the already put in high that we had on the day. And yeah, guys, I mean, it's kind of simple. If we zoom out here, I mean, you can see we literally caught the absolute bottom. And look at our entry. I mean, like, are you kidding me? Look at our entry. We had almost no drawdown, and this thing has done 1,400 ticks, almost 1,500 ticks with almost no drawdown from our entry. This is honestly probably one of my best trades of all time. It's definitely probably in the top three, maybe top three of my greatest trades of all time. And it's not necessarily because of the dollar amount that I made, but it's because from a technical standpoint, it was amazing, right? Catching a perfect retracement trade all the way from the bottom, no drawdown, and catching a 500 tick TP on it is insane. And you might be like, oh, like, aren't you mad that you missed out on the extra 1,000 ticks you could have had? No, absolutely not. I'm happy with what I got. And I've been doing this for a long enough time where it's like, the worst thing you can do in the markets is be greedy. That's literally the worst thing you can do is be greedy. Like, think you deserve more or feel like you deserve more. So you got to be happy with what you can get. And again, I took TP all the way down here because that is where the technicals pointed to. Okay. That's where the technicals pointed to. And to me, it was like a safer TP. And I'm extremely happy with that. Almost a 7.7 RR. Absolutely beautiful, right? And as we can actually see, this 15-minute SIBI that I had pointed out that was right above that, the daily high, did end up breaking through it, but then used that same exact 50% mark of that SIBI as then support, right? So even though we didn't actually see any resistance at that area, it was a resistance technically, then turned into support, which could be an entry for inverse fair value gap traders. So yeah, the market really just moves off of technicals literally 24/7. And that is all it comes down to. Like, your trading doesn't have to be based off of hopes and dreams, but rather there are proven technicals that work in the market. And if you know what to look for, once you have enough time in the markets, you can then spot these things. And it really isn't that hard, honestly. But again, the hardest part about all of this is going to be your mindset. It's going to be not having greed, not having FOMO that you missed out on an extra 1,000 ticks. And I did lower my size on this trade too, just because Trump was speaking at market open. So Trump was speaking and I was already going to aim for a 500 tick TP. So it's like, if I'm already aiming for such a big TP, I can literally risk $300 and I ended up walking away with $2,600. So not fucking bad for risking $300. Like, it's pretty good. If I went my normal sizing, I would have made $5,000, which, yeah, would have been nice. But again, I'm not going to kick myself for it. Money will come and go. I show up to the charts every single day. So the money just will start to flow for you. So yeah. And of course, I will show you guys what the signal looked like in the Discord. So as always, I signal it out to my premium Discord community. I give them long position entry, stop loss, and TP, the exact numbers, right? Entry at 130, Where was our entry? It was at 130. Stop loss is the same. TP is at 211. TP to, well, we caught 500 ticks. Where is the 211 actually? Hold on. Oh, right. Okay. So as I said before, my original TP was gonna be at the market open. Okay. That was first TP that I wanted to see, which was still 300 tick TP. But as I said, we already mitigated that level after I had already signaled this trade. So as you can see, that probably would have been a really great TP, and it was if you took the fair value gap model right above our entry. That would have played out very nice. So going forward, you can actually use this for your own trading. Market open candles, like if they haven't already been touched yet, you can use that as a target for your TP. Little heads up right there, a little bit of knowledge there. And yeah, this is where I then followed up to that message when I say we mitigated that TP level pre-entry. So only next target I can see is around 255 for 500 ticks. Only next TP target I can see is at 255 for 500 ticks. Like I said, everything is from a technical standpoint. It's not from like a hopes and dreams. Oh, I hope this trade plays out. Everything has a technical reasoning behind it. And as you guys can see, 500 tick TP was smashed, 7.7 RR. And here's some of the premium member gains from the day. I don't even know if you guys just saw that, if my face cam was blocking it. But yeah, some of the premium member gains you guys can see. I mean, we have members absolutely cooking, man, making hundreds to thousands of dollars on the day. I'm actually going to show you guys someone in the Discord, Sparky. Let's see what Sparky said. He said 15K across 5 accounts today, just from this one trade. He made 15K across 5 accounts, said, you're the GOAT. He said 25K payout secured. Absolutely insane. So, I mean, we have members in the Discord literally making a shitload of money. And yeah, like I said, everything's from a technical standpoint, guys. So, you know, if you think you can't do it, just know you can. And there's other people doing this on the daily. So again, if you guys don't already know, I'll put the Discord link down below if you guys want to join. Follow me on all social medias, etc. And if you guys like trade breakdowns like this, I know I don't do them extremely often anymore, but leave a like if you do enjoy it and if you want me to do more of these. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. I do free live streams here on YouTube every single Wednesday, and I'll try to get more trade recaps out for you guys. But yeah, peace, love. Hopefully you guys learned something today, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.